Hello and welcome to Serpent Temple. I'm here with Simon from Dawn Raid. Hiya.
Hello. Thanks for having me.
It's a pleasure to have you.
Yeah,
a band just started playing, so it's going to add to the vibe.
Yeah, nice. With a rock vibe. Nice.
Hell yeah. We're going to do like a really quick Psycard reading. These are the cards. For the viewers, in case you've not seen this, that's kind of like tarot, but it's not. You're going to pull 3 cards, one for the past, one for the present, one for the future, and we'll like read the descriptions and see what you think.
Sick. Yeah, stoked to do this.
Hell yeah. Do you want to start with the past?
Yeah, okay.
You can we can do it like this if you like.
Okay, we have a random choice.
Yes.
Good for this one.
Go for it.
Good to turn it over.
The tree.
The tree.
Oh, that's
Nice.
interesting. So I'm going to read the description to you.
Okay.
It's number 23. So this card symbolizes growth, knowledge, and development. It is a tree of life with its roots deep in the soil and the past, giving strength to its branches. It stands for tradition, protection, and strength of the family tree that links all men together.
Oh, interesting. Nice. Okay. Yeah. I'm into that, I'm into that. Okay.
Yeah. You talk about tradition in your music, but not necessarily in like a positive way at times, which I find really interesting.
Yeah. I think, musically, I think traditions are really interesting. Yeah, I think there's, like you say, traditional music and traditional culture can be weaponized by the far right, and they're constantly trying to do that. But I don't think that discredits it. I think, especially in folk music, I think those things are really important. I think our working class histories, like stories of struggle, of hardship, of finding life fucking really hard, are really important, and we should remember that, and remember that it's hard now in the same way, and it's been hard forever. And I think that's really important to preserve those stories. I think especially in folk music, it's a good way to preserve working class history that would otherwise be forgotten or intentionally erased. And I honestly don't really care what the far right think about that, because this is our history, this is our stories, this is our families and our struggle. The far right is all about preserving power from the top down, who has no claim to the history of working class people, I think so.
Oftentimes, I find with the far right, there's not really a real appreciation of the depth of what lies in that tradition.
Totally.
And those stories, which are so important, and oftentimes are about struggle against a greater power. Yeah, it's ironic, but it's really interesting, because I do like that, I think it's a Sudden Flame, you're talking about, rising up and people looking out for each other and, fuck certain members of society.
Fuck them especially,
Yeah, indeed. Yeah, but that's really interesting. It's awesome to talk about tradition with someone who is writing about tradition in this way, because it is so unusual.
Yeah.
And it's a shame because, a lot of people think that you can't talk about it without automatically being associated with the far right, and they just can't have it.
Yeah. I think that's intentional from the far right to fully co-opt those aesthetics and those histories, and I think we shouldn't let them. Absolutely. These are our stories, and we also have to keep adding to that, don't we? There's never been a cut-off between the past and the present. History has been written every single day, and we have a duty to keep writing it and to keep preserving these stories and making sure these things are remembered for people in the future as well. So
the tree keeps on growing.
Yes. Yeah. Very good.
Yes. Amazing. Do you want to go to the present?
Okay. Yeah. Let's do it.
Peace. Wow, this is so positive.
Yeah,
okay.
Nice.
I'll read you peace. Okay. Wait, no. Oh, no, it's the right page. This card stands for peace, reconciliation, and the religious element in our hearts. It shows a healing mandala of Jungian psychology that brings together the opposing elements of our personalities.
Okay, nice. Yeah. Okay, yeah. I guess maybe in that there's compromise in that, I guess, isn't there? Conflict is often easy and sometimes important, but peace is ultimately more important. And I think compromise and understanding and meeting each other in the middle is how we achieve those things.
That's interesting. To you, what does that look like, meeting in the middle?
I saw journalist Jake Hanrahan, he does Popular Front, a podcast, and he said that we have to be careful with how puritanical we are with the ideas we have, because this, in the coming years, when as the world gets worse and things get harder, he was saying, and I'm quoting Jake Hanrahan here, but he was saying that the food banks in this country will often be run by people who don't have ideas that always marry up with ours, and maybe use some language that we don't find acceptable, and are not going to be these perfect embodiments of activism and all that's perfect, but they will be the people who will be feeding the hungry in their communities and keeping people alive. And I think we have to recognise that in each other sometimes. There's certain lines we cannot cross. I think there's certain lines that, like, there's things that are unacceptable to believe or are unacceptable to say that we shouldn't compromise on. But I also think we're all in development now. We're all like, I know so much more about politics in the world than I did 10 years ago. I would maybe disagree with myself from 10 years ago, maybe on some things. So you have to be aware that we're like, good people are trying and are still developing and are still learning.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm an anarchist, and I don't think anarchism is about creating utopia and a perfect world. I think it's about creating a world without hierarchy and without subjugation. Within that, we're still going to have conflicts. We're still going to have imperfect people. But I think it's about understanding each other and, whilst not crossing our own personal boundaries, also seeing that people are trying and people are learning, and that we have to be open to other people's interpretations of the world. I think.
I think that's a really well-rounded view. I think it's important, like as you say, to understand that people can be good and imperfect at the same time.
Yeah, totally. Yeah,
and
I think we probably all are as well.
100%. Like no one's not made mistakes, and I think understanding like when you can forgive, and sometimes yes, you shouldn't forgive, but I think most of the time you can.
Yeah,
right?
Totally. Yeah, I have to keep believing that anyway.
You have to for our sanity. Yeah. That's really interesting. Do you want to go through the future?
Yeah. Spin off a piece. So what's going on here for the future?
Liberation!
Fuck
Holy crap!
This has been sick. This has been a good little trio of cards.
What a spread!
This is, I'm a convert of this. This is profound.
That is so... Wow. Okay,
nice.
I wasn't expecting it to be so like... Damn. All right. A pair of lovers dash on horseback through the open fortress gateway across a bridge to freedom. Here is depicted the joyous escape from a constricting situation. It stands for those occasions where, by some outside agency, we are somehow set free to make a new life. However, note that although the key is in the lock, there is no bolt. Therefore, the card also represents those situations where we do have the ability for release from within ourselves.
Nice. That's cool. That's really nice. Yeah, that's really interesting.
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess like my first thoughts, especially with the obviously liberation, is a very loaded word. A word I probably use quite a lot, maybe too much. But I thought the sort of two lovers escaping is like, I don't know. I thought that was quite sort of it just made me think of the trans struggle at the moment and stuff. And like, because people have to escape all sorts of horrendous situations just to be in love or just to be themselves or whatever. So yeah, liberation looks like a lot of things, doesn't it? And it's not just fighting, and it's not just conflict, and it's not just angry.
Yeah, sometimes it's about support. Doesn't have to be like aggression. It can just be like, this thing is beautiful and it's good, and appreciating it. Yeah.
I think that's nice because like it's good to be angry. We should be angry about what's happening because like there's some horrendous injustices happening all the time, and it's good and right to be angry about that. But also like, I have to believe that this is all about love as well. I'm only angry because I think it can be better. Like I think the world can be better than this, and I do believe human beings, given enough resources, are inherently good, and everybody wants to be in love, and everybody wants to have a family of sorts. Everybody wants to be part of a community, and it's so easy to become embittered with these struggles, I think, and it's so important not to lose track of that. I think like you can't let the horrendous things outside turn you into a much darker person. We have to hold on to like love and the reason why all of this is important, I think.
I think a lot of people who love this kind of aggressive music, we all have a strong sense of justice.
Yeah, definitely.
And a lot of like the images and the things we're attracted to, like darkness or elation, like it is all often to do with like good and evil. And within all the stories that have been told in like cinema and folklore and things like that. And I think that can go both ways, like to the far left, to the far right. And I think it's really interesting how we either choose to be liberated or we choose to be like restricted within ourselves and choosing not to allow other people in.
Yeah, totally. And I think with it, like in the context of music scenes, like you escape into these moments to feel part of something and to feel included and to be part of a community.
Yeah.
Which is also fucking awesome, isn't it? Like, you know, and we all
it's
have
great.
different reasons that drive us to do that, and it is, I feel very lucky to be able to be part of a music scene that offers that.
Oh, the music scene's lucky to have you.
Well, and you guys.
Oh, thanks. Well, it's been a pleasure talking to you. I hope one day we can have like a really big,
Fuck yeah.
long version with you.
Let's get through them all.
We could go real deep. Because this was so interesting. The tree, peace, and liberation. I think those are beautiful symbols.
Yeah, that could be like a Donate album title, definitely.
Right? Yeah, it's a whole concept right there. And it's like,
totally.
So you. I love it. Thank you so much for your time.
No, thank you for having us.
Thanks
thanks
for
a lot.
watching.